Hello, today we're going to continue speaking about branding. Perhaps due to the elusive nature of the brand, the term brand paradigm is often used at random in the branding discipline. The analysis of brand management that has provided the 7 approaches framework or categorization of brand management presented here in this course of lectures is based on the philosophy of Seen by Thomas Kuhn, who is one of the most influential contributors to knowledge about paradigms. Without going into much detail with the paradigm concept, we will touch briefly upon the paradigmatic development of the brand management. From 1985 to 2006, two overriding paradigms have been present in the academic world of brand management. One with a positive point of departure and one of a constructivist or interpretative nature. The positivistic stance implies a notion of brand being owned by the marketer who controls the communication to passive recipient consumer. Brand equity is perceived to be created by the marketer, and brand is seen as a manipulable, lifeless artifact, product plus that is created by its owners or managers and that can be positioned, segmented, and used to create an image. The interpretative paradigm reflects on the nature of the brand and the value of brand equity as something created in the interaction between marketer and an active consumer. As holistic entities with many of the characteristics of living beings, and as a living entity with a personality with which we can form a relationship and that can change and evolve over time. A paradigm shift takes place in brand management over the course of the 1990s. It does not happen overnight, but it is an incremental process changing the discipline. The birth of the relationship approach is an immortal indicator of the shift from a positivist paradigm with the more functionalist brand perspective to an interpretive paradigm with a constructivist perspective on the brand and how it should be managed. As we already told you, there are 7 brand approaches. Amazing, more than 20 years of brand management has been a fascinating journey, and the 7 brand approaches can be described as the mountain peaks we have encountered along the way. An approach is not a paradigm in itself, at least not in the original sense of the word, but a particular school of thought governing the global understanding of the nature of the brand, the consumer perspective, and the method associated with the scientific tradition behind the approach. Under the umbrella of a paradigm, different approaches are able to coexist. The 7 approaches are presenting in the chronological order in which they have appeared in the dataset of the analysis. Going through the period of time we have studied, it makes sense to divide it into 3 sections. The first period of time is 1985 to 1992, the second 1993 to 1999, and the last one begins from the 2000 and onwards. In the first period, brand management focused on the company behind the brand and the actions the company would like to take to influence the consumer. In the next period of time, the receiver of brand communication is the main point of interest, and brand management adopts the human perspective on the nature of the brand. In the last period, it is the contextual and cultural forces behind consumption choices and brand loyalty that are investigating the groundbreaking articles and new literature. In this section, we will briefly describe the 3 periods, explain how the 7 approaches are anchored in them, and touch upon the dynamic development leading from one period to the next. Have a very nice day.